Alright, we're ready to finally start construction on the inside of our shed house. We've put it off for a while because we've had a lot of issues, a lot of trouble getting started, a lot of, just all kinds of little things happening, time, just all sorts of stuff. So here it is, we're finally getting to start though. And actually it's a shed, it's almost became a storage shed in the time that we've been waiting. So I'll give y'all a good look at what we're doing, try to give you an understanding of how we're going to do the rooms. You'll just have to look over all the mess that I have laying in the floor already. Maybe you can get an understanding of how we're going to put this together and what our thoughts are on future expansion. All right, so here we go. So what we got here is a 14 by 60, I'm sorry, 16 by 40 shed. They're built pretty good. These seem to be, built good. They have the hurricane straps, and of course they got right over on the other edge, they got the little soffit vent. All the wall studs are 16 inches on the center, and I believe at every 4 foot they doubled the studs up. Of course, that's so it'll be a lot easier to nail the plywood together. We've already got some of the things, a couple of shelves for the bathroom. Of course, we found the shower on Marketplace, we got that. And I found this sink one day at a thrift store. It's kind of dirty right now, but it's a cultured marble sink top. Those are usually fairly expensive. It's heavy too. But back here in the back, where you see the tape going across here, we're going to put the master bedroom here in the back. And then, of course, this will be the master shower. The sink's kind of laid out where the sink's going to go. We kind of debated on putting a closet right here in the hallway if we had enough room to walk through here. So that's still up in the air. But this will be the bedroom. And I want to say it's going to be the 10 foot deep, 16 foot wide. And we're going to put a closet right here in this corner. So it'll be, or on this side here, we'll put a full-size closet. I guess I haven't decided where to put the electrical box yet. There's a lot of stuff going on outside that it's kind of hindering me from that, and the existing power in the other building, which is the kitchen, I've kind of got to decide on that. But before we get started, there's a few things that I've got to do. And that's stiffen up a few areas that got damaged during moving. Now this is a used shed, and it was 4 years old when I bought it. So somebody's already, did some work in it. I'm not sure what they had here, but you can see where they drilled holes for electrical. It's like they had insulation and everything up in here. But the problem we're having with this back wall back here is that this part here actually collapsed when they were moving it. They had that little mule thing they move them with, and it was pushing against that top part up there. And it caved in a good 1.5 feet. I got a picture of it while they were doing it, but not a real good picture. We were actually videoing it, but the video of where it actually happened, I lost that on external hard drive with some other footage. But I've got to do some bracing there. What I'll probably do is get some 2x4s and maybe come from like right up here on that and come across here to where, you know, it'll use these ceiling joists here, all of them together should hold that out. It'll stiffen it up anyway, whether it does what I want it to or not. I had never had to do that before, so I'm positive it's gonna work though. If that doesn't work, I'll make something work. It's gonna be stiff when I get through it regardless. But other than that, it's a decent building. I feel like we pay way too much for it, but that's what we've got, and that's what we're gonna start with. Hopefully we can work through some stuff on it and help the rest of you out if you decide to build something like this. I've already got a few tools and materials and everything stacked up in here. A couple of warped 2x4s. Now, these wood these days, you can't even keep it more than a week and it already starts to warp on you if you don't nail it to something. But let's get started. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put this wall in right here. Get this wall in, and it'll translate up to the top, and it'll stiffen that board there up, the ceiling joist I believe it's called. So when it seals that up, steadies that up, or stiffens it up, then I can take and run a 2x4 from there all the way down here to the end and mount it to that top 2x4 there going horizontal. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but the reason to do that is to stiffen this wall up from where they broke it. Now, they said they wasn't responsible for fixing stuff like that. Really wasn't they don't stand behind their buildings is what I gathered. And I'll never buy another building from them. And they claim this was a used one, that's supposed to happen, but no, that's not supposed to happen. That's negligence on their part. So I've got to figure out how to get this wall in, stiffen it up all the way across to stiffen this wall up. So that'll be the first thing we do. All right, so what I plan on doing here is putting that board over here, you can see it a little better. Just on that side of the 2x4. All right, then really what that's gonna do is I'll have this board here to nail to when I put the wall up on this side. Then I'll just have to put one on this side. But since the floor joist is going right across there, this is not going to be a load-bearing wall as far as weight coming down. So I'm going to put it right beside that and nail it down. measured from here to the wall all the way down, and it seems that this board right here is 3/8 of an inch off, but this is square on both sides. Okay, so night before last, the batteries in the camera quit. Somehow the camera quit recording. I believe the batteries were just going dead. So kind of got cut off on what I was telling you about connecting the walls at the corners or at the sides. So I got all that done and got the header across the top, which I'll show you. This right here was what I was working on. How this board was going to be nailed to the wall. So that's what I did. I put this little piece across here to nail this board to, of course, into the floor, and one here and up there. Then I come across the top with that board for the, basically for the top of the wall. So we get that there, come down on the other side, same thing. I've got one more brace to put across that end right there. It'll be just like that going across, holding the top of the wall. I'm not sure it really needs that for structure, but what I'm trying to do is connect all of this together so I can go all the way down the wall with a brace for that end wall. All right. So in saying that, I did run out of nails, run out of time, run out of camera, which was a good thing because we decided to put up these pocket doors. This is the pile right here. It actually comes in a nice little package right there. And it's I can show you the box over here. It's this brand right here of the door. We got them at Lowe's. I'm sure you can get them. It's an aluminum track. I was kind of wondering about it at first because I mean it's kind of got this little thin wood and everything, but what it actually is just these metal frames, and then it just has this wood in here just for you to screw your walls to. The wood's not really there for structure, it's just there for to screw your material to. So I got that. We knew we was going to do that, so now I had to come back and figure out what we were going to do on the door. And of course, the instructions, there's no measurements. So you kind of got to go, I guess, I don't know. I've watched a few videos on it, and I only found actually one video for this particular type of door. So what I was doing here is I got to take this bottom plate right here. I'm gonna have to take it back out. Of course, you need that when you're building your wall to get your wall straight across the floor. But I've got to put another 2x4 here in order to get the wall of well, I think it's called a jack stud right here. So when I put the board across the top, it'll have something to sit on. Of course, I'll build that top piece of that wall up there. And on this end, of course, I've got to bring this wall out here. That's a very, I guess I'm making it more complicated than it really needs to be. I don't know what else to do. So the door opening will actually be from here to here. And then of course the shower there will be back that way of the door. So we're also putting another pocket door over here for this opening. So I've got to do the same thing for this part of the floor. The walkway through the door and the where it slides into it. And I've got a wall. The bathroom wall, of course, will be right here. Then another wall here. Kind of give you an idea of what I'm doing. It's probably sounds more complicated than it really is, but we'll try to get it done. All right, so I got the wall in, or the door frame and the top of the wall. It's quite interesting on that, getting all these pieces put in place. I still don't know what all these screws and everything are supposed to be for. It don't say anything about it in the instructions. But I got those in there, and the door just slides right in between there on this track right here. So all that's in there. It's not completely mounted up like it needs to be. I still need to go in here and put some screws through here, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to do some wedges up here at the top because there's a little bit of a gap here. I didn't really, this board was so twisted up that I couldn't get it exactly square and level. And you see there's a little bit of a gap there. That was a mess. This wood you buy these days is so messed up. It's just ridiculous. All right, well, that's gonna be it for this one. The next video, I should be putting that door in there, trying to get it to rolling. Either that or putting this other door up. I'll get back to it sometime. Thanks for watching.